Hello everyone. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. How are we doing today? My name is Notepad, and we're back to our regularly scheduled program of me trying to fix a game that Wendy's made. Oh god, what are we doing with our lives? So, today, we're going to be working on fixing up weapons in general, more weapons, and we're going to be cleaning up the armor and armor penalties. So, what does that mean? What that means is we're going to be going through here to make sure what's classified as what, and see if we can't add some more fun things. So, first things first, I'm noticing we have all of these. I'm just going to replace it all with the new way of saying it. And we want Marshall. Marshall. Basic. Stunned one. Marshall. Base. Marshall. And next. Basic. Come on. Please work. Also, we are listening to instrumental background relaxing music, no copyright. By relax music, no copyright, which is probably a Chinese firm playing very not copyright-free music. But here we are, and we're listening to it, and we're gonna have a good time. All right. So here, give me 1 second. I just gotta check this. All right. Give me 1 second, folks. I have a call coming in. Ah, hello, I'm back, and alive, and not dead. So, what we've been working on is everything I've been typing, and what I'm bamboozled as of right now, absolutely bamboozled, is getting armor right. Because looking at the math here, the armor isn't quite looking. As you can kind of notice, and I was looking at D&D stuff, because obviously this is kind of based on that. But one of the big things about... I just went to the exact place I was, because I am really good at this. One of the things I noticed about the original Feast of Legends is that everything's based off your character, your order, your class, effectively, your chicken, beef, sides. Based off that, rather than strictly armor. I mean, armor just gave you buffs, like attribute buffs, which was kind of strange. So, what I'm going to see is what I'm going to write here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to... Oh, I should... Do. So, let's see. Those are our base defense values. Increase mod +2. So, let's see what armor SDR would look like. So, damage resistance 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, didn't want to do that. What's the armor penalty? -2. It's equal to, so -2, -3, -4, -5. So wearing heavy armor means you have a -5 grace modifier. So if you have a +2 to your grace, wearing heavy armor, let's say the theoretical +2 to your grace. So your +2 would give you a 12 there, 14 defense, and a 16 defense. Pretty much that's what you have to hit to actually do it. So if I, for example, on my beef, I want to put heavy armor on, I would actually reduce it by 3. So my overall thing would be 3. Because it would be 14 +2 -5. This would be my full calculation for my defense, pretty much my AC, my armor class, my AC to not get hit. So do you want... So what encourages people to actually wear armor? There is no penalty to wearing armor. So you either want to go heavy armor and get the most bang for your buck, or go no armor and keep your defense higher. Unless I change it like this. Reduce all this down by 1. So people would still be encouraged to take this to improve their chances a little bit. Have a little bit extra DR on top of everything, because if you're only rolling, let's say, 1d6 damage, an enemy is rolling 1d6 plus 2 damage, for example, you have a range of 3 to 8 damage, and having just a 2 defense means you'd go from 1 to 6 damage in total. If you had 5, that means your range is only 0 to 3 damage at any one point, but you'd also get hit more often because your defense would be lower technically, so you're more incentivized. Okay, I think that works. I'm going to turn down the defense bonus as well. I'm going to keep it equal. So it's effectively, the most you can get is 4 defense bonus, but you get a -4 armor penalty. So you don't really want heavy armor because you're not getting much bang for your buck for what you're paying for, unless you know what you're doing and you're building your character from the get-go. Make sure you can mitigate the armor penalty so you're not yeah. This is called Big Think Time with Notepad Anon, where this is one of the amusing things about game design, and one of the probably the most complex parts is because you have to think with about 3 or 4 different people at once. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit, actually. Because you have to think what the players are going to do, what the game master is going to do, what your enemies are going to be doing, and effectively how everything interacts with each other. That's one of the most complex parts about designing a game in general, is that there's so many little parts to see and to notice and to make sure everything works nicely together, and it's very easy to fail miserably. So this isn't really instrumental background music, so I think this should work. Applies the grace. Technically, you can also have negative grace modifiers the heavier you go, so you're technically paying for... Okay. So maybe sometimes you just want the shield. Heavy shield is technically a better piece of heavy armor. I'm going to bump up these to make them equal. But what I'm going to do... Let's no... Ah! Tables will eat your pictures, by the way. Do not trust any tables in Google Drive. They will eat all your pictures and want to devour them whole for no apparent reason other than to satisfy its own alien conception of what is, functional. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal from another game we talked about yesterday, actually, being Tabletop Online. This is actually a recent change I added. We want to click equipment. There we are. Oh, someone's even here. Neat. So we've stolen that. We're going to right click. Okay, actually, you know what I'm going to delete this picture. Goodbye, shield. Hello, shield bash. Make it a little bit more punishing, actually. is using one to attack an enemy with their shield with a strength check. Okay. Light shield, medium shield, heavy shield. All right. Pretty much, it's useful to have a buckler kind of universally because bucklers don't really slow you down at all. It's just nice to have just a little bit of damage resistance if you really want it, but I'm also going to be a horrible human being and add the -1 armor penalty there. I'm pretty much just making it more bulky and no. Bucklers are nice. Anyone can use a buckler. They're just awkward to use. You just want to be able to use two-handed weapons. Yeah, no, it's... Meh. Okay, let's take a look at... Oh, give me 1 second. I can actually delete this now. Adventures of Lives. 2d6, temporary HP. Cache of ingredients from meals, bandages, medicine, rations, the adventure kit, rope, compass, regional map, basic fishing pole, advanced fishing pole, professional fishing pole. Alright, so we're now going to add weapons. You may be wondering, why are we adding so many weapons? Because weapons are fun. If you notice, these are a lot of weapons. So what I'm going to be doing is effectively copy and pasting. And this is the Feast of Legends Clapback character sheet. We don't need any of you now. We're going to Control-C. Alright, so let's take out what's already in these are things that are already in the game at one point or another, so we don't need them here. Sling. Probably forgot something along the way, but I also don't care that much. So we want to... You may be seeing 7 kingdoms. Yeah, that'll be getting changed. Did the music end? The music did end. Let's go for something else. Do. No one probably wants to listen to me sing because there we go. Japanese background music. Because we're all weebs now, as we like Wendy's. Wendy's coon. Well, actually, it'd be Wendy's-san. It'd be Wendy's-san. Yeah, Wendy's-san. Am I getting my honorifics correct? Yeah. Wendy's-san, then that'd be Notepad coon. Yeah. God, I'm such a weeb. I blame my friends in high school for turning me into this monster. Alright. So... we don't really need that. Ball and chain. We'll take our sample weapons here, paste them off to the side so we can get a good reference sake for... So, ball and chain, we'll make that a Actually, what we'll do is make it a little bit more fun. 1d6. Now I'll make it a 2d4 weapon. Right. What tags should it have? Actually going to bring this out a little bit so it's a little bit easier for me to read. I'm a selfish person. Let's see. Ball and chain, let's do unwieldy, obvious. Yeah, unwieldy, obvious, stun 1. Bastard sword. We'll do that. 1d8. 1d10. Actually, let's do 1d10 or 1d8. Marshall. What's the word I'm looking for here? Not switch. I'm thinking about it later. Switch. Good old short spear. Good old short bow killing spear. I'll make that 1d6. And ubiquitous, gory, martial. I already put in here that what the rules would be for rapier, didn't I? Okay. 1d6. Graceful. Martial. Club. I already have a club. Why are you here? We don't need you. You're redundant. Heavy crossbow. Gosh, what's the crossbow already? Crossbow's 1d10 with reload 1. I'll make that 2d8. Make it reload 2, pierce 2. Nope, don't want to do that, do that, do that, do that. Crossbow light, on the other hand, I want to make 1d6 with so I'll make it 2d6. Would that be a good compromise? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1d6 ammunition, sealable. Yeah, ammunition concealable, Marshall. Yeah, that works. I should put Pierce in there too, shouldn't I? Pierce 1. Let's Pierce do a clue to a target's defensive load. That means I could probably take out that, but mechanical, crossbow mechanical. We'll do actually 1d10 on this, but it's just Marshall. 2d6. Wieldy, obvious, stun 2. Marshall. 1d4. We'll do ubiquitous, Marshall. Actually, ubiquitous, basic. What's the dagger? 1d4. Yeah, we'll do 1d4. Dual wield. Marshall. That means I have to add the dual wield tag here. And be used to weapon can be used to attack an enemy after a successful hit with another weapon. $1d12 for the halberd, and we're going to do obvious, unwieldy, long distance, and Marshall. And I actually realize I don't actually have a long distance here. Let's put that in there. Let's check this. 10 feet instead of 5 feet. Obvious, unwieldy. Long distance. Pierce to Marshall. $2d8. Obvious. Pike and a long spear is kind of redundant, so I'm going to just put pike here instead. I already did you. Marshall. Stiletto, so a dagger is... I'm going to make this 1d... Well, actually, I'm going to make this 1d4 plus 1. 1d4 plus 1d... I'm going to make this 2d4. Yeah. What other one did I use 2d4 for? Ball and chain. Actually, I'm going to do 1d4, but graceful... dual wield, concealable, and this is kind of redundant. Alright, so we have doubled the number of weapons, but we are not done yet. We are going to go hunting. We want more weapons. We're best to go D&D weapon list. Give me all your weapons. Yes, yes! Weapons! Even though this isn't actually that many. Ah. I wonder. Where would I find more weapons? Let's go to my handy-dandy book repository, otherwise known as my flash drive, where I keep everything. We want to go to fantasy. Let's try... Let's see what we can find here in good old Ironclaw. Yes, Ironclaw. I have the book of Ironclaw. Why, you may ask? Because Ironclaw is good. If anyone says, like, oh, Ironclaw is just furry bait, tell them they're correct, but tell them it's also very good. Because it's actually a really quality product. I actually met the guy who did Ironclaw, or at least one of the artists for it. He's a really cool dude. And it's amusing to see kind of the art, you see the first cover and you realize the art kind of turns people off, but once you kind of go into it a little bit more, you quickly begin to kind of see that there's actually quite a bit of depth in Ironclaw, and the quite a bit of, how to best word this, interest in it. Like, they obviously took a lot of time and effort to make it interesting and actually have a lot of nuance and things with it. It's actually a really good weapon, like really good and really overly detailed in some places. Like, so overly detailed you wouldn't think so. You're just like, oh, that's like, why is this like so like big here? You like things like cane swords. So let's see. Nope. Who would have the biggest, baddest weapons I could think of? I don't know. I might have to think about this later. Actually, I'm curious. Curiosity killed the cat. Let's actually look at Feast of Legends. Oh, God. Oh, God. It physically hurts me. It physically stings. Oh, God. It's so bad. Go away. Go. Oh, God. There's so much. Oh, there's so much. It's so mediocre. It hurts me. There's the Ice Jester. Yeah, can't forget the Ice Jester. Can't forget the Fry Soldiers. Oh no. Oh no, there's still more. Why is there so much? Why is it so bad? Why does it do this to me? Save me from this pain. No. Give me... Where's the bloody equipment section? I distinctly remember there being the equipment section. I want to make sure I'm getting all the weapons correct. It's got to make sure I get all the weapons correct. Oh yeah, I forgot these are all memes. No. What other things can I look at? Maybe this would work. Give me your... Render unto me your... Wow. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I think we'll have to use this as our large assortment of weapons as of right now. So now comes the fun part. And by fun part, I mean I want to die here. So what we have to do is we have to take out all the ranged ones. We'll put them over here. I believe that's it. Yeah, those are their only. Now what we get to do is we get to add all of these in here. That's not enough. We need more space. More space. Yep. To redo the table for the bajillionth time because I can't be happy. Because happiness is a meme ported by the bourgeoisie menace, I guess. So we want to hit you. All right, now here comes the fun part of where I get to make sure that this works the way I want it to. So I gotta select everything, I believe. So I want to create a filter. Sort of Z. So I have a feeling everything is going to break horrifically here. So let's have fun, everyone. We want to paste unlinked. Oh, come on. Oh, God. We made it. All right. We made it to the other side, everyone. Guard dagger, rapier, stiletto. Okay. Rapier. Knife, long. Yeah, you may be wondering, Notepad, why don't you sort it out by basic or martial weapons? Because, let's be honest, that would require work, and I don't wanna. So now we can delete. Turn that off, hit that button. Now we can post everything there. This has gotten suddenly very ominous. Yeah, this is super ominous now. I don't like it. Bow, throne, bow. Actually, I can replace it. Crossbow. Crossbow. Bow. Bow. I'm gonna put bow there because I have no other really way of putting it. So paste unlinked. what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this table right here, Control X, and put it right here instead. We have various crossbows. Our various tags. But what we have to do now is we have to grab all our tags from over here. Actually, I don't have anything for traps, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it up here. And what we have to do now to make sure everything actually syncs up correctly, to make sure everything's in the alphabetical order, we have to put all that here. We have to do select everything here, go to Tools, turn off filter, data, create a filter, sort A to Z. Let's see, we have a grand total of 5 minus 22. There we go. That's not, that's not the button I meant to click. All right, we got all our tags here. Let's highlight everything here. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Exit and paste unlinked. Actually, for safety's sake, paste unlinked. Why have you decided to remain your silly tiny... Wait, okay, no, we want 12. Okay, so we're going to move you a little over there, you a little over there. Long distance. Okay, Switch, you did it too. Why? I changed everything to 12. Alright, there we are. We added a lot of weapons. We added a lot of ranged weapons. We added a few new tags. We fixed armor up, roughly speaking. We gave armor some a little bit more bits and pieces. We also made damage resistance. I think that'll be a good change overall. And we've been streaming for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So what we can say is we have fixed up equipment in general. We've done it, boys. So now we have to do social groups next time. Now, okay, this music's getting on my nerves now. Go away, beautiful Japanese music. So, what do I mean by social groups? Well, what I mean by social groups, I actually have a few ideas how to do it in my head. It effectively boils down to making just a group of individuals that you can have relationships with, that you can have, ties to. And just giving a short description, it's mostly there for the sake of having other classes in the future being able to use mechanics in the social feature. Because again, the more mechanics you put in, the more other individuals can manipulate those mechanics to their own benefit. So that's kind of my go-to there, is adding a system in place for the manipulation, expanding, and creation of groups and social groups and things like that, which could be fun and interesting. I'm standing right now, so if I sound a little bit weird, it's because of that. So that's my plan. And after that, we get to go down the fun and exciting world of having an exquisitely long cooking section in our games. And by cooking, I do quite literally mean cooking. We're going to do an entire section on the wonderful world of cooking, and I'm going to have to reread the entirety of Dungeon Meshi, I feel, just to get the correct feeling for it, because that's kind of the feeling I'm going for the cooking, is the whimsy and fantasy and wanting to eat it. I'm going to be using a little bit of Monster Hunter in there. I'm going to be using a little bit of Dungeon Meshi logic, But what I want to happen is that as you're exploring around the world in Feast of Legends, the Clapback Edition, you are participating in meals, eating a lot, and having just general amounts of fun, TM. So it's definitely leaning toward the lighter side, not as grim, dark, and depressing as some other things, even though the original source material was pretty depressing. But it's that's what I'm aiming for. So tomorrow we'll be streaming again, and we'll be doing that. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. Goodbye.